with what energy Allah gave to it. They can hear that dhikr and they can sense that that tree is looking at them. Hear the zikr of the birds and know that the birds are looking at them with the power of Allah. Means you could be sitting, all of a sudden 2 or 3 birds sit down and begin to look at you. Who sent them there? With what eyes? You watch now in these like fairy tale movies, fairy tale because Allah trying to show haqqaiqs that in a busy world no longer people pay attention to. That who sees through those eyes of that parandeh, of that bird? Especially birds that because they represent a holy power that Allah give them the power of flight and flying. With what eyes they look and they can see the servant of Allah and how Allah own all those billions of eyes into the sky and they see everything that insan does. They are witnesses of this creation. All of Allah's creation witnesses this. They'll be trained on how to begin to look. When you're looking from this tram, these magnificent views and vistas because you're travelling. As soon as they teach you, you look out the window and you see this haqqaiq, you see this reality. These are the kashf. This is for us an understanding of how to understand. This is a journey. When they begin to train you and say, Shaykh, I want to understand more, I want to learn more. So the only thing you have to learn is how to do your tafsir. Anyone who tried to teach you is going to teach you from their understanding, especially if it's completely dunya understanding. Every ayat of Qur'an will be something different, very incorrect. Oh, there's no awliya, oh there's no wasila, oh there's no milad al-Nabi astaghfirullah. Every kind of bad desire, bad thought they put on to the children to teach. So then this way was based on teach yourself first who you are, make your way of tafakkur. Begin to understand who am I, Ya Rabbi, what's my reality, what are my bad desires, what is my characteristic. So they took a path on that cabin, on that gondola to know themselves. They used the trainings of the shaykhs on how to go deep into their heart, how to negate everyone in the cabin with them. Don't be distracted by other people, what they achieve or what you perceive they're achieving, because all I have to worry about is my grave. And what am I going to achieve in my grave and what is Allah going to ask me? This shaykh, he's that shaykh, this one that. Allah not going to ask you about any of that. Allah's only going to ask me about myself. So if you find somebody that teaching those realities, don't worry about their station, most likely it's way above your head and above your pay. You don't have to worry about that, you only have to worry about how to learn that reality. You're not here to inspect them. We said before there's underwears, you buy them, you buy underwear and it has like a inspected by number 15. Have you ever opened wondered, who's this? You buy shorts and it says Inspector 15. Who's Inspector 15? The same guy who coming to understand who the level of the shaykh is. He's Inspector 15. It's not our business to understand the level of the shaykh. Our business in this cabin is to understand who you are. If you find someone teaching of those realities, then take a life in which to understand, Ya Rabbi, I want to learn about myself, I want to negate myself, I want to reach towards a reality. And they begin to teach you a deep way of tafakkur, contemplation, to be nothing, negate yourself completely. It's yourself that blocking every haqqaiq. Because when you look out this vista and this window, these are only for analogies to understand. How can you explain haqqaiq? When they're on that gondola and they're looking out, if they look with the eyes of their self is of no value, because the self is the problem. The self will have the wrong interpretation of everything it sees. So then the first way was based on be nothing, be nothing, be nothing, I'm nothing, Ya Rabbi I'm nothing, nasiyan mansiya. Oh, I wish that I was a thing non-existent. And every night they make their tafakkur, every night they contemplate, Ya Rabbi I'm nothing, I'm nothing. That if I'm nothing, Ya Rabbi, I want to be with them, dress me from their light, dress me from their blessings. Ya Rabbi, let me just to be like a speck of dust in their pocket. Let me to be a speck of dust at the feet of Sayyidina Muhammad. They wear the footstep and the footprint of Prophet upon them to show their nafs and to show themselves, to show Allah. All we want is to be dust under the feet of Prophet. Ya Rabbi, let me to be nothing, deflate myself and who I think I am. As soon as you make your tafakkur, they'll teach you, then visualize that you're with them. And as much as you can see their light on you, as much as you're reaching towards your nothingness, as much as you see yourself, as much as the self is there, the nafs is there. So in this way it's to be nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing. Then you begin to see, if you're nothing it's like you're vanishing, like a transparency, you become transparent in which you vanish and their reality begins to appear. As a result you're entering into their fana. So you kept the muhabbat and the love to bring you into their gondola. Once you're in their gondola you negate yourself, I'm nothing, I'm nothing, I'm nothing. With all the teachings from Ashab al-Kahf, have good character, have patience, because this gondola is going at such a height and such a reality that you have never heard these things before. Especially those who come new say, I've never heard these things before. Of course not, you shouldn't have, because these are going into deep realities. This is not going driving around the backyard, you're going into deep realities of the heavens in which you negate and take a life in which I know nothing. At every step I know nothing, Ya Rabbi hilman mazid, give me more, Ya Rabbi give me more. So as much as you empty your cup, as much as Allah gives more. So the student negates themselves, and how to know that they're negating is when they enter their tafakkur, do they see themselves very present? Means then the nafs is there very strong. As much as they can become transparent, transparent, transparent until they see nothing but the teachers are there, the masters are there, the awliyaullah are there, and that their being is the one that is operating. And they're taking them to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad until their love of Prophet, and then they begin to enter the same relationship in which they enter into the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad. That journey is in that reality. That Islam brings them into the good characteristics. As soon as this gondola starts to head into the second month, it's moving into the realities of the cave. The cave is the location of where this is going to end. This is going to be into the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. So then in this cave you have to be taught all the manners. As soon as this docks and this ship lands, you're landing in the manzil al-Qur'an, in the location in which the Holy Qur'an is emanating. Beware of your character, beware of your understanding, beware of how you hold yourself. You're going into the presence of the most beloved creation of Allah, the sultan of all the malakut and mulk. So of course it has to be based on manners. Don't teach, don't argue, don't have bad character, don't yell. Don't do all these things, because if you do that with us you're going to do with Sayyidina Muhammad astaghfirullah azim. So everything will be based on training, training. As soon as that gondola passes the second month, it's now into the reality of the third month and the reality of 3, which has to do with the soul and the world of light. Then you take the Muhammadan app and there's a section called months, and this gives us the understanding of these 12 stations of this gondola, the 12 months that dress our reality. And that's why it's signified by the sun hits the moon and the light from the sun is dressing this earth. 12 of these tajallis are dressing the inhabitants of the earth, because all this creation is moving in that reality. All this creation is moving in that reality. When Allah described the earth is like an orbit, it's a ship. It's moving in an orbit, it has a course in which it's taking. For more of the understanding, those whom Allah want to grant them higher realities, they enter on to these gondolas. And in the gondolas they have training, they have all sorts of understandings. Once this hits the third month, then the understanding of 9 times 3 is Rabiul Awwal, and this is the month of the holy birth of the reality of the Sultanate of Sayyidina Muhammad. This physicality, this world of light that is so immense, Allah bringing the physicality upon this earth as a doorway into that reality. It is the celebration of Islam by the physical arrival of Prophet. It is the celebration of Holy Qur'an, because Manzil al-Qur'an, the one whom going to be revealing Holy Qur'an, that is revealing now to all universes and has eternally been revealing, but now coming on to this earth to bring Allah's kitab. When Allah described, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ, I wouldn't have sent it, but that this earth was in need of the rahmah that Prophet brings upon its arrival to the earth. So that 9 times 3 is the secret of 27. So then this is the secret of the month, the third lunar month is the secret of 27. Means the King of the heavens is born upon this earth, and this secret of 27 is like a gate. That's why Isra wal Miraj is a gate towards the heavens, is on the 27th. Laylatul Qadr is a night in which to receive the powers of the Holy Qur'an brought to us by Sayyidina Muhammad on the 27th. So a tremendous gate. Then awliyaullah come and teach that to get the understanding of this bab, this gate that we're moving through, Mudaththir, the one whom shows patience through tyranny, the 27th name of Sayyidina Muhammad through Dalail Khairat, the 27th name of Allah that will be opening by the name of Prophet the seer of all, Al-Basir. So it means that this heavenly kingdom, at each one of them you can begin to meditate. So that on this third month Sifat al-Basir is opening. Sifat al-Basir, that you're asking, Ya Rabbi, make me from Ahl Basir, that my heart to be open. Then the teaching that if you want Basir to open, then Sayyidina Mudaththir has to be the one whom opening, that the name of Prophet has to open that reality. The 27th surah of Holy Qur'an, Surah Al-Naml. The hijab of the month is the praisings that say, Subhana man huwa da'imun la yakhta. Glory be to the one whom is perpetual and who never dies. And this has to do with the secret of the soul, which is Hayyul Qayyum. I mean, at every moment and every reality, how this trip is moving into that reality, how our journey is moving into that reality. When they begin to read from Holy Qur'an, Surah An-Naml is the story of Sayyidina Sulaiman, and the importance of Surah 27 is that it shows the mulk and the kingdom that Allah had given to Sayyidina Sulaiman. Why? Because our king is very humble. Because Sayyidina Muhammad didn't want to show this izzah upon earth. didn't want to show what authority he has upon the earth. So understood that if I show it through Sayyidina Sulaiman then you should be able to understand that reality. So awliyaullah come into our lives and to teach. When you read Surah An-Naml and the reality of what Allah gave to Sayyidina Sulaiman, gave a mulk and all authority of this mulk to Sayyidina Sulaiman, gave the command of the wind, gave the speaking to the birds, gave the understanding of every creature to Sayyidina Sulaiman. Just for us to understand, when you don't understand the reality of Prophet and say, no, who can do like that? Right? Then you're not reading the Qur'an. When Allah gave to Sayyidina Sulaiman, where is Sayyidina Sulaiman in comparison to Sayyidina Muhammad? Beyond imagination. And Allah saying to Sayyidina Sulaiman, he could hear the birds, he was talking to them. He could command the wind that they come, he was riding upon them. Even to the voice of the ant, where Allah said in the surah that the ants screamed out, "O ants, everybody enter your home, the armies of Sayyidina Sulaiman are moving." And Sayyidina Sulaiman took entertainment in that and laughed when he heard the speech of the ant. And what Allah and Prophet describe, that my awliya, my ulama, waris al-anbiya, they are the inheritors of the Prophet of Bani Israel. So when awliya come and say they can hear an ant moving, Allah has the daleel in the Qur'an. Sayyidina Sulaiman heard the ants. They command the wind, Allah says Sayyidina Sulaiman commanded the wind. They can hear the birds and the tasbih of creatures and animals, and they can communicate with them. That the bird can come and talk to them and tell them what it's seeing. Means unimaginable what Allah has opened for this creation, all of that under the power of Sayyidina Muhammad. So when we're reciting in this month or reading in this month, we're understanding that Mawlid al-Nabi is immense celebration, immense reality for what Allah is opening upon this earth, and what type of king Allah what He gave of realities to this holy king. The command of everything in this creation is under that reality. And one of the qasas in the beginning about Sayyidina Musa and moving towards Allah by seeing a fire. Means every story in Surah An-Naml is about this reality of this 27th month. So each one you read, you sit and meditate on one of the analogies and the stories of Sayyidina Musa having to seek Allah, which was a diya, was a burning bush. And we've taught that before in previous years, that he saw Allah as a burning bush, and the word that Allah uses in Holy Qur'an is diya, is not a nur, it's not a reflection, but diya is a source of light, it's a fire, a nar. And that he saw Allah at that fire, and he told his family that, I have to go towards that fire. Means for us to reach that reality, we have to be in a condition in our heart of that reality, an immense love for Allah, immense yearning and burning within the heart to reach towards these realities. We pray that Allah open an understanding for these realities and the depth of that anyone who boards their gondolas, their tram, their ship are being dressed and blessed by these teachings, and that they are guides that are taking souls on a course. It's a written and perfected course into the heart of Sayyidina Muhammad. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifoon wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen bi hurmati Muhammad al Mustafa wa bi sirri Surat al Fatiha. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. Keep calm, be patient. Mawlid is here, inshaAllah. Salatu salam, inshaAllah. Kultum. Allahumma salli ala محمد النبي الأمي وعلى وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر لله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر لله الحمد. شرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى أصحابه الكرام وعلى مشايخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العالية خاصة شيخ النقشبند محمد ويس البخاري ستناولنا الشيخ محمد فايز الداغستاني الشيخ محمد ناظم حقاني الشيخ الشام قرباني الشيخ عدنان قرباني الشيخ محمد عادل مغدي خالق الخوش دواني صاحب زمان سيد محمد المهدي عليه السلام روح الله سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام سيف الله سيدنا عليه السلام ثم سيدنا بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان الإمام الحسن الإمام الحسين سيدنا فاطمة عليه السلام سيد ساداتنا وسيدتنا الفاتحة. Inshallah, Sunday we have the Maulid al-Nabi session here, Saturday we have Maulid al-Nabi session here, but Sunday inshallah should be the night of the 11th, which will be started on Thursday, and then very good. You have your toots or?
Yeah, inshallah.
Two time. If you're not